Hello and welcome to our LEGO Star Wars MOC. Last week we continued work on the secret ice cave. And we put more footprints in place behind the evil walkers. This week the excitement continues as we round off the mountains of Echo Base. And don't forget to stick around to the end of the video because the poll results are in and we're giving you our final decision of what we're putting in the secret ice cave. So let's get building. Alright, so there's one part of the MOC that still has some multicolored madness, and that's in the front of the Echo Base wall. So there's some yellow down in there. Maybe that's where they dump out the Tauntaun pea. I'm not sure. But anyways, we need to build up the front of the mountain a little more. Similar to what we have done down here with this rounding up, we need to do that all the way across. But we also need to do it a little higher. The original intent, the rounded part of the front of the mountain would be about 8 or 9 bricks high. This is only about 4 or 5 bricks high, so we kind of want to double this up all the way across. Then we will have a really awesome rounded front to Echo Base. There is one thing I want to fix, and that's this little area right here. This has to round up nicely. Can't be the severe cut in here. So I'm going to work on this in hyperlapse mode, get it nice and rounded, show you how I'm doing it, and then we'll move on down the old mountain line. Alright, we'll take a look at this corner right here as we move across. That is pretty cool. So next we're going to round out the top of the door right there before we move down the cavern towards the last multicolored area. So let's switch back to hyperlapse mode. Keep on rounding out the mountain. Alright guys, so I completed that section, and I know I'm supposed to move on to the Tauntaun pea, but I have a problem. I finished this area, and I don't like it. I think it looks like a Mount Everest, the Mount Everest ride at like your local fair. I'm going to bring an assistant, have him evaluate this and see what went horribly wrong with my building technique here. Alright assistant, so I completed the rounded mountain work over partial in front of Echo Base, and I just don't like it. So I want your evaluation here. Be brutally honest.
Well, there are parts of it that look pretty good. Like this section right here looks great. And you wonder why that section looks great. It's because you got alternating beams like this right here and this right here. And then there are some sections that look a little dull but still look fine. Like this section right here where it's just this straight flat part. I think that can be fixed by just adding in some taller pieces in through here. That won't be too bad at all. I mean, just adding in like one tall piece there, a tall piece here, and then a tall piece there, and then adding in some other alternating slopes like what you did here. That will fix up this area and that'll make this area right here look a lot more like this area. So I think that's fine, but this bottom base part's really solid. And then there's this part right here, which I think is the main area of your concerns.
It is.
So there's a lot of similar patterns going up the mountain. I think that's what makes it look a little, fair ride-esque. So again, just switching up the design here a little bit, adding in a little bit more upward and then over, because I know you wanted it to kind of be more of like a rounded edge. We can do that, but I think to keep it at the same level, we're just gonna add in some more stuff like this right in here, and then maybe down here a little bit as well, and it'll look fine.
There's something bugging me about these peaks too. I don't like these peaks.
I think it's just because there's nothing behind it, so it's just like the edge of the mountain. We might end up adding that lip like we were talking about. We're worried about shadows on the actual inside of Echo Base, so we don't really want to overshadow everything. We don't know what lighting situation we have yet, so we'll work on this in the future. But for right now, I think this is going to be okay. But next week, we can continue working on the mountain because I want it to kind of be one flat area all the way across here. So we can do kind of this section next week and then update and fix some of this area in here. I know that's typically, we like to switch it up every week, but I think this demands our attention.
It does. This has to be a to be continued because we are out of time this week to build. I don't like this. This looks like jagged snow glass, and it's bugging me. I agree with all of your comments, assistant. So next week, let's fix this crap up, huh?
I think so.
So I'm really sad. I know this concludes the build portion of the video, but I'm kind of sad, assistant, because this did not turn out like I hoped.
Well, I mean, we always could go look at the poll results for last week.
Ooh, yeah, let's go do that. All right, the time has come for us to announce what we are doing with the secret cave. With the poll results are in, I'm sure you've all seen the results. So in first place was Mandalorian Grogu and the Ice Biters at 38%. Second place with 28% was Darth Vader and the Snow Troopers kind of prepping for an Echo Base attack. Cal Kestis, who honestly, Calstis, whatever that guy's name is, from Fallen Order, I believe. Yeah, Fallen Order. He came in at 21% with the Kyber crystals. I thought that one would have got a lot more play because everybody was like, I want Cal Kestis, I want Cal Kestis. And particularly the Kyber crystals. And then in last place, and I guess I should be happy about this because you don't want to see me and assistant get eaten by a Wampa. I kind of want to see us get eaten by a Wampa. I think that'd be kind of neat. But that came in at 14%. So I appreciate you guys not wanting us to get eaten by a Wampa, even though we might have to do a stop motion to that at some point. So what are we going to do with the ice cave? Well, I think I might do a little bit of a combo. Darth Vader is very popular. Mando and Grogu was very popular. So we got to do Mandalorian and Grogu. We said you guys are going to get to decide. You have to decide. We are going to be putting a lot of ice caverns around in that. Got to have the Ice Biters. But I think I do like something that Target Legend said. And here's kind of a quick pick. And for those of you who don't know, Target Legend is our fearless Discord moderator, along with friend of the channel Josh Lynn, and he showed us something really cool with some LED lights where we could light up the Kyber crystals. There is a piece you can get on Bricklink that is pretty Kyber crystal-ish. Kyber crystal-ish? Kyber crystal-ish. Kyber crystal-ish. Hey, that's a word now. So I think we're going to do that. I think it's going to be built over time, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to have Mando, we're going to have Grogu, we're going to have some Kyber crystals. And I'll have to think about what else we can stick in there. I don't have tons of minifigures. Have this whole thing of a bunch of different characters from all over the place. But Cal Kestis, I kind of want to see him in there. You guys didn't seem to care. So if you really want Cal Kestis, you guys better tell us, because if not... So we're going to be doing another poll in a couple of weeks. We got a minifigure in the mail from Australia. If you guys don't know what it is, go back and look at the past episodes and you'll know exactly who we got from Australia. Pretty cool figure-ish. So we are going to be doing a poll on that in the coming weeks, so look for that. But now we got to put a minifigure on the board, so let's do it.
All right, so there are the results for the cave. That's what's going to go in here. If you guys were curious, if you were a little confused, it's going to be this section right here. But like Leaky said, it is now minifigure time. Very important segment. We always like to add in the coolest tippy top minifigures, and today is no exception. Take a look at what we're adding today. I bet you can't guess. I bet you at least one Steckel that you can't guess what it's going to be. And I know no one saw this coming, and if you did guess correctly, I guess I do owe you a Steckel, but it is going to be a Rebel Trooper. Like I said before, I know the Rebel Trooper isn't the most crazy addition to the board. In fact, we have quite a few of them, but we do need quite a lot to, you know, populate the whole areas here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this guy tucked back in here, working on the X-Wing a little bit. You know, just back here, doing his thing to just populate that base just a little bit more. And I actually did knock down a light. Leaky is going to be very upset with me. Look at me, I'm breaking the Hoth MOC as we speak. Yeah, that looks just about right. But that is where we are going to place the minifigure for today. And that's just another minifigure in, you know, the massive Hoth Echo Base hangar area over here, which has tons of them.
You were gone last week on vacation.
I was.
And the commenters were very worried about you. But you didn't see what I did last week. And I wanted you to comment on what I did with the minifigure last week.
I did in fact watch the episode, and my favorite addition is the Screaming Girl. I do like it. I know we wanted to have Darth Vader in here. I think it would have been a little weird if he was standing right here. So I do like that he's in this standalone hallway, which is kind of like his own little area.
So there's an added bonus too. Remember how you at some point you want Princess Leia with the pilots around?
Yes, of course.
That means it opens this up for potentially that.
Ooh, very nice. Because I know I definitely want that scene where she's standing around with all the pilots, because that's just going to be one more big group of people to kind of add it in. I don't know if it's going to be here or over here. We don't know yet, but it's definitely going to be here. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, that's going to be our minifigure for today. I know you can hardly even see him. Look at him in there. He's doing his job. He's a hardworking guy. He's got family. He's got mouths to feed at home. You know, he's got a rebellion to fight. But anyway, guys, that's probably going to do it for this week. I know the build didn't go exactly as planned, but don't worry. We're going to be working on it next week. We're going to be really going over it with a fine-tooth comb to fix out all of the issues that we pointed out. But the Hoth MOC is definitely coming along. And if you want to see us continue to build, don't forget to subscribe. But anyway, guys, I will see ya in the next one.